Okay, so I've been trying to draw this baby Gnoll. Alright. First things first is get your head shape in. Now they're gonna have smaller heads. And the humanoid portion of their body, I'm gonna like kind of more exaggerate it towards more of like a puppy. So their head down here. So shoulders and limbs and everything are going to be quite small. The head I'm going to drop down a bit. Keep it really tiny on the snout. So like if you have that head ball here, let's make the ball smaller. It's probably only going to be about to the halfway, whereas with the adults I put it like out further. So then the ear, they're going to have bigger ears still, but not as big as the adults. Maybe like little tuft of hair. So baby Gnolls and kids, they technically have the same proportions, it's just their head shape is smaller and their limbs are smaller and like everything's just shrunk. So instead of doing everything on 6 heads, you're technically doing it only on 3 high. This little guy is a little bit longer, so he would probably be about 4. Yeah, 4. Anyway. And then if we stood him up, so I want those legs to be short. And so if we stood him up, tiny. Just remember everything's like smaller and cuter, like, and shorter. So the proportions, like, it's still, you're gonna have your half line for the snout, but the snout's not really gonna come below the ball like it does on the adult, and the nose is gonna sit just a little bit lower. So like there's the bridge, but the nose is gonna sit like just above that bottom quarter line there. And the eyes are just gonna be a little smaller as well. And then probably not as steady on his legs, so he's just going to be bent. Here's the proprietor here. Baby paws. So they just look like smaller versions of the larger Gnoll, just with their features being small and their bodies also being tinier. It's just everything kind of shrinks down. So the anatomical points that I gave in the first video will still hit. It's just you're using a much smaller space to describe the character. And remember, like, babies don't have a ton of like super defined detail. You'll notice if you look at hyena pups, they'll usually like kind of, until they get a little bit older, they'll blend in, they'll be one color instead of like spotted or anything. So just kind of keep that in mind, like, because the pups want to hide, right? Like they want to be able to like hide in the grass. So say he's like, you might be able to start seeing some spots come out on him, but he might not have that much. But yeah, just remember, tiny nose, tiny features. Keep the nose and the eyes kind of closer together. So you want to go on, if you have the ball, you divide it in quarters. Your nose is going to sit on top of that quarter line instead of like on it directly, and then your eyes are going to be on the eye. The eyes don't really move. So then that'll create a smaller triangle, so it looks much more cute. And his little chin, his chin won't really go beyond the ball. So kids' heads, or anthropomorphic children's heads, they don't have much of a jaw yet. So just kind of, you can kind of maybe do a little couple of hairs because he's a furry little creature, but you don't have to drop the jaw on them. So that'll kind of give it a bit more of a proportion as well. And then there he is on the side. So I hope this helped. If you have questions, just ask. I am sick, so I'm not very clearly thinking right now. But I hope this helps just a little bit. Yeah, so if you just keep the eyes and nose quite close and then don't drop the chin down like you would for an adult, you would have the muzzle can just fit in here. Like it goes right to the bottom of the eyes. There you go. Anyway, so that hopefully gives you a little bit of a jumping point to go off of. It's really the face because the body just shrink down to like the proportions of the head. So if you can nail the head perfectly, then you can usually like build the body, and the body should only be, yeah, this guy's gonna come out at 4, so yeah, he'll be about 4 of the balls, or the boxes that go around the balls high, because his legs are all squat. If you stretched him out, he might be 5, but anyways, we'll just use the 4. But yeah, that's kind of how I draw a baby Gnoll. Hopefully this helps. Let me know in the comments below if you need anything clarified.